VC, hey Paige, wonderful milestone, 1,000 subscribers. That's excellent. The offer for one of your paintings is so cool. Hopefully I can get the opportunity, and if not, some lucky person will. This is a great contest. It made me do some thinking and going back and looking through the collection, and for me, I chose the 70s. I grew up in the 70s, most familiar with it, and I'm just growing and growing on how cool the 70s really is. So I'm just going to jump right into this, but what I want to do is explain what I'm going to do here. The albums you're going to see are common. You know them already. There's no surprises here. And I'm just going to sort of give like some facts about the albums and the bands, and then at the end I have a little recording for you to listen to. But these albums and the 70s is just a great decade for me because of the production quality, the creativity, the musicianship, the artistry. These are like perfect storm albums. I mean, these are just so wonderful. If the bands never made this, we would really been lost out on some great things. That's how powerful these are. I enjoy them beginning to end. There's no flaws in these albums, and there's so many that I can't put in. A lot of different genres. So the 70s had a really great genre and a wide spectrum of types of music. You had your rock, your hard rock, your heavy metal, your reggae, your punk, your country rock, your prog, ambient, the ambience type music, new wave. You had funk. There was so much in the 70s. That's why I just love it. And the creativity was just great. That's it in a nutshell. Guitar playing just grew to be such a great level. I'm just going to jump right into it. Like I said, there are no surprises here, but I'm going to cheat on some notes here, so if you could just bear with me. So Zeppelin created number 4 without any pictures on here except this, just to tell the critics it's sort of like a big FU. We could get a great album going without our pictures and the hype. The levee breaks. Plant is the only one recorded at normal speed. Everybody was dropped slower to give that more dynamic sound. We know that this was recorded in Headley Grange. Levee Breaks was recorded in the stairwells. There's so many documentaries on this. You're probably going to know some of this, but 4 Sticks. Basically, John Bonham couldn't get the timing right with playing the song. He was so frustrated. He grabbed actually 4 drumsticks and played it. Did it in 1 take. So they kept that name, 4 Sticks. The great thing of 4 Sticks is when they took a break, they actually wrote and came up with Rock and Roll, the song. So that's a wonderful thing. And so that's why in the single, Rock and Roll has the flip side to be 4 Sticks. And also for 4 Sticks, there's only one recording that's known live, and that was in Copenhagen in 1971. So that's a pretty interesting fact. Jimmy Page symbol. That goes back to the 1500s. It's a Renaissance symbol representing Capricorn. Nothing spiritual, nothing devilish about it. So let's throw that garbage out the door here. Stairway to Heaven was a song written by Neil Sedaka in 1960. Big difference in songs. And some of the sessions that were recorded here didn't make it on the album, but did make it on Physical Graffiti. So, kick-ass, 1971. Again, something we're going to know is Ziggy. Ziggy Stardust was supposed to be a black and white album. It was polarized, or colorized, I should say, to make it sort of a sci-fi. Basically, Ziggy came down as an alien. Basically, music was no good on the earth. It was drab, and he came to save rock and roll. What else can I say? Ziggy basically came up with this character with his wife from Clockwork Orange in a Williamsboro book. So that's sort of where the character came from. And Weird and Gilly is the bass player of Ziggy's band and the drummer. This plaque is no longer there. This K West, there's a Ziggy plaque there now, which is pretty cool at this exact location. 5 years was basically a song that the earth was going to end in 5 years due to lack of natural resources. Suffragette City, Wham Bam Thank You Ma'am. That was taken from a Charles Mingus album, Oh Yeah. His drummer Max Roach would say that, and the reason why he would say it is because it's about unable to express your inner feelings. So that's where that came from. Droogie was from Clockwork Orange book, meaning friend. Just all around wonderful. We know what this means and what it means to the rock and roll of the 70s. Inspired so many. This next one is pretty typical. Mostly everybody in the 70s would say, you know, this album was very pinnacle. We know about the design, Storm Thorgerson, Hypnosis. You know, as soon as they saw the cover, they knew exactly what they wanted it. But this album was made for Quad. Quad was just coming in, and they really put a lot of effort to making this for Quad. Pink Floyd, during the making of this, they would take a lot of breaks. They would watch soccer games, and they would also watch Monty Python. So that was pretty funny. For the slide guitar, the pedal steel that Gilmore plays was actually a pedal steel he bought in Seattle, a pawn shop. Alan Parsons won a Grammy for the Best Engineered Album. That's a no-brainer, but it's a wonderful thing. And one last thing, during the ending of Eclipse, at the very end where the talking's coming, there is no dark side. In the background, if you turn it up, put headphones on, you could hear bleeding through their offices, Ticket to Ride Muzak. So that's something that's pretty cool. You gotta check that out. Just killer. This album is Velvet Underground fans sort of don't care about this. I should say the purists. But I grew up on this. 5 songs on this rock and roll animal, Lou Reed, Dick Wagner, and Steve Hunter played on this. This was recorded in Howard Stein's Academy of Music in New York in '73. Sweet Jane, Heroin, White Light, Lady Day, Rock and Roll. The guitar work is just outstanding. I would listen to this over and over with my friends back in the 70s. Killer. Okay, I got to bring up another Zeppelin, and this is Physical Graffiti, and this I couldn't leave this out. And you know, I did talk about, and I showed a video of this actual building. It was actually 5 floors. They took 1 floor out. They scouted New York City to find this. This is on St. Mark's Place. Branayor, the song, the acoustic song, which is an open tuning, was recorded during Zeppelin 3, and Boogie with Stu, Night Flight, Down by the Seaside was recorded in Zeppelin 4. The Rover, Black Country Woman, House of the Holy was 72. In My Time of Dying started out as a gospel blues song. That's my favorite cut on this album, just because it just goes everywhere. It's like 5 songs in one, and they just rock. The ending was not rehearsed. They just went right through. And we know when there's a little talking in there. So in the I heard this when it first came out. And when you heard a little talking to Jimmy Page or somebody on the album, it was like, oh my gosh, there he is talking. It was so neat just to hear that. We didn't have the internet. We only had magazines and records. So Andy John says, come have a listen. And John Bonham is the one that says, oh yes, thank you. In the Light was one of the songs that, there's 3 songs that Paige used the bow. He used it for this acoustic guitar on this album. Sick Again is about some American groupies. Just beginning to end, we know, wonderful. This next album, beginning to end, just phenomenal. I remember when it came out, Bohemian Rhapsody just floored us. I had such a hard time understanding why was there opera in a rock song, and I couldn't understand it back then. But again, beginning to end, this is great. Love of My Life, John Deacon wrote that for his wife. He wrote it on the piano as he was just learning the electric piano. This is just a wonderful album. Freddie Mercury's voice is just, phenomenal. The guitar playing. Bohemian Rhapsody has had so many overdubs, layers of music that when they took the tape, they could see right through it was getting that thin. So that's how much work. I think it took about 3 weeks. I have my notes somewhere, but it was some astonishing time frame. Bohemian took 3 weeks to record, and Death on the Two Legs was about Freddie Mercury writing about past managers that he really despised. Beginning to end, you can't dislike this. Okay, going into my punk world, I do have to put this album in. Never Mind the Bollocks, Sex Pistols. Just loved the production, the sound. A lot of people turned off because of Johnny's voice. I happen to like people who are off in singing, but I just love the way it's produced. The guitar is just so killer when you put on headphones, play it loud. Pretty Vacant was a song taken from ABBA. Steve Jones, the guitarist, was a closet ABBA fan. He didn't tell them that information. Just gonna bust through. I love it. Stones are my favorite. I could have put Exile on Main Street on here, but instead I put in Rolling Stones, Some Girls. Beginning to end, unbelievable. When it first came out, I had to listen to it over and over again, and it just grew and grew and grew, and just a flawless album. An amazing time period for me. I graduated high school, so I have a lot of memories with this. It has the little hype here. Before They Make Me Run, the open tuning, Keith. The beginning of the song is about Graham Parsons. What else can I say? Respectable. Basically, Mick writing about Bianca. Just how he's the one that made her a pillar of society. Shattered. Whip Comes Down. Faraway Eyes. Beautiful. Again, to the punk, The Clash, London Calling. Joe Strummer, just a brilliant rhythm guitarist, lyricist, and performer. This album, beginning to end, just kills me here. They did this in homage to Elvis. They just came back from an American tour, so they were pretty upbeat about America. London Calling, it's very political. They were really writing about the times in England. That's it as far as descriptions. Some honorary albums that I have that I'm not going to talk deeply about, but I just want to mention, beginning to end, just floors me. Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. This Jersey guy I am, grew up. Those of you who know this, you know what I mean. Those of you who don't know, listen to this and listen to the lyrics and this, how everything was put together. The Faces, love the Faces. This has the group, the core group: Ronnie Lane, McLagan, and Kenny Jones, Rod, and Woody. I love Ooh La La, the way Ronnie Wood sings it. Great. Big Star. Most of us know who Big Star is. Love this album. Actually turned on to this recently. It hasn't been a while, but I love this album from the 70s. It is so cool. 13, wonderful song. Love how they recorded this. No explanation here. For my calmness, Brian Eno ambient music. This is music for films, and this is, if you want to go to a place where you just want to mellow out and it just brings you into a slow moving wave, take you somewhere where you don't know where you're going to go if you listen to this. Very calming and soothing, serene, the tranquility, whatever adjective you want to use. I've been listening to this since it came out. I bought this several Eno albums, but this came out in '78, and I just love it ever since. Can't talk about the '70s without these guys. I don't have to talk much about them. Mata Hoople, huge fan. One of the first albums I ever got. Sweet Jane, you know, of course, from Lou. All the young dudes from Bowie's, and then the other ones. These guys were influences to The Clash. Mick Jones was a huge fan of these guys. The other group is Television, CBGBs. These guys just came together and produced some great music that I feel voice is definitely different. That's it. The 70s was a unbelievable mesh of all different musics. You know, I don't get a chance to talk about Marley or Elton or Kiss or Blondie, Elvis Costello, and you know, we just go on and on. The Who's next? I mean, the 70s was just, you can't lose. I love it. I loved it, and I'm glad I lived it. And that is my claim as far as why I think this is killer. Now, my last piece here, just check out this, listen to this last piece, a little homage to the 70s for you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Walking home from school, I'm a man, I'm 18, and I don't know more grace, and they would mingle with the good. Hello there, ladies and gents, are you ready to rock? Are you ready to rock? Don't fake it, baby. Doesn't go out anymore, just sits at home. Smoke my stuff and drink all my wine. You will be queen. Boys and girls, London calling. Now don't look to us. Phony Beatlemania. He's a banker. She is a clerk. You're on the run in the 1970s. I gotta keep on moving. Can't stop till it's all done. Ain't never one day, maybe next week, I'm gonna meet ya. I'll meet ya. I can almost remember the
a big business tycoon.